Hello friends, welcome to EduTap. So I am here with a new video today which is 5 myths regarding RBI Grade B examination. So I am going to discuss some universal myths which are believed by everyone, but I'll try to clear those myths. This video is especially going to be useful for those people who are really confused with respect to their RBI Grade B examination, whether they should prepare, whether they will be able to clear the examination or not. How should they prepare, what they should prepare. So I shall try to clear myths around these things so that you get more clarity, and once you get clarity you will obviously be more motivated for the exam. So let's start with the myths. The myth 1 is, which is a very common myth, that one shall prepare for phase 1 first, that is clear phase 1 first, and then one can aim for phase 2. That is, one can prepare for phase 2 later after clearing phase 1. I think that's a very bad approach. The reality is that between phase 1 and phase 2 there are around 15 or at the max 21 days. In these 21 days it is almost impossible to prepare for phase 2 unless and until you are a superman, an extraordinary candidate with extraordinary intelligence. For an average candidate, which most of us are, preparing for phase 2 after clearing phase 1 or after giving phase 1 is next to impossible. There needs to be an integrated preparation for phase 1 and phase 2, and it has been observed again and again, especially in case of current affairs, that the things you prepare for phase 2 are definitely useful or can be asked in phase 1 also, right? So the takeaway is that prepare for phase 1 and phase 2 in an integrated manner, and even try to finish phase 2 much before the phase 1 is scheduled. Myth 2. Myth 2 is again something very common, that only candidates from IITs, IIMs or candidates with UPSC background can clear RBI Grade B examination. So this is again, I would say that everybody asks me that I am not from IIT, IIM, or I do not have a UPSC background, can I clear the exam? The answer is, when you try to think about IIT and IIM guys, there is no doubt that they have some above average intelligence. But then, is RBI Grade B exam all about having high intelligence? The answer is no. The questions asked in the exam are very easy. No doubt the exam is competitive in terms of competition. But the questions asked are not that tough. They do not require you to solve those questions only if you have above average intelligence. So I don't think IIT and IIM guys are having any edge over other candidates when it comes to RBI Grade B examination. In fact, for factual questions that are asked in the exam, I don't think they would have cramming ability that many others would have. Regarding UPSC background candidates, see, first of all, the preparation for UPSC is much broader and it's more conceptual as compared to RBI Grade B. In UPSC, the questions are also conceptual, whereas in RBI Grade B, most of the questions are factual. But having said that, I would not say that UPSC background candidates do not have any edge over other candidates. They would have some edge, but if you try to go to the root cause that why they are having that edge, the answer is because they would have studied those subjects, those syllabus that is asked in RBI Grade B, say for 6 to 8 months or 1 year. That is the reason that even if they are having some small edge, because they have read the syllabus during their UPSC preparation, especially for economics, I would say. So if you can devote time, you can also devote 1 year for your RBI Grade B preparation. There is no doubt in my mind that you stand equal to any other UPSC background candidate with respect to chances of clearing RBI Grade B exam. Right? So it's more about selecting the right sources, being disciplined and consistent. Most of the candidates, be it IIT, IIM, non-IIT, non-IIM, UPSC, non-UPSC, they are not consistent, are not disciplined, and that is the reason they are not able to clear this exam. Right? So it's all about your commitment, your motivation towards this exam, and then following that passionately. Myth 3, which is again a very common myth. Somebody who starts afresh, they feel that it is essential to read or to go through all the books that are mentioned by RBI in the official notification of the Grade B examination. Right. Now, if you see the notification, there are huge number of books that are mentioned there. I have taken a separate session in which I have explained that which books you should follow, and going through all the books which are mentioned in the notification is not required. So do not be blinded by too many books by reading all the books that are mentioned in the notification. And even if you want to read some of those books, do not try to read them cover to cover. Try to analyze your past year questions. Try to see your syllabus 100 times. Then only you will be able to map that how a particular book is useful for you. Right? So I would say that do not be blinded by too many books. Select the right sources and revise them multiple times. That should be the key. And how to select the right sources? As I told you, go through the syllabus again and again. Go through the previous year questions again and again. You yourself will realize that what is required and what is not. Myth number 4. Newspapers are a must to score well in the current affairs section of RBI exams. See, now guys, you need to understand, there is no doubt that newspapers are something which everybody should read. They increase your knowledge, they increase your wisdom, they give you confidence. But the point is, especially in case of working candidates, are you having enough time to read newspapers to cover your current affairs? Many of you would say the answer is no, they or you are not having sufficient time. So newspapers shall be read, but I would not say that you should read them daily to cover the current affairs and make your own notes. That is almost next to impossible. You should read newspapers, mainly the editorials in those newspapers, for opinion building, which shall help you in an interview, which shall help you in descriptive writing, may it be English, ESI or finance. Right. So please have a limited use of newspapers, because if you start reading each and every news from the newspaper and try to cover the daily current affairs from the newspaper, it is going to be really tough for you. Your preparation for other subjects will be hampered. So the best way is that to cover the current affairs on day-to-day basis, which you need to do not read newspapers. Instead, use some compiled sources. Even if you are not using any paid courses, there are a lot of free things, free PDFs available for current affairs. Use them, but use a compiled source, say for a 1 month, so that you can read in 4 days the current affairs of the whole month. Right? Myth number 5. A gap after graduation affects one's selection at the time of interview of RBI grade B. That if you are having gap, you are preparing for UPSC or you are preparing for banking exams and you are not able to clear them, then it will show bad on your resume and you will not be able to justify that in an interview. You will not be able to score good marks in an interview. Again, this is a myth. I know a lot of candidates who had a gap and they still cleared RBI grade B examination. See, it's all about justifying the gap. Gap is nothing wrong. You tried something, maybe you failed, or maybe you learned something. That is the point of view you need to project, that yes, that there was a gap, but in that gap maybe I was not working, but I did so many things. I learned a lot, though I failed also in some of the things, but I still learned a lot. So if you are preparing for UPSC, you are preparing for banking exams, you are not able to clear, you can still justify that, okay, I read so many things. I am a much aware citizen now. I am aware about my roles and responsibilities. I am aware about my country's law. I am aware about my country's history. Right. So those learnings you need to project, that yes, it was a gap, but it was not something that I just slept. Right. I did so many things and I learned so many things. Right. So do not worry about your gap, and I think they are least concerned about the gap on your resume. All they want is a good candidate who has a good past in terms of learnings and is a mature guy. Myth number 6. Now this is a very common statement which I get to know from many of the candidates, that I just missed the phase 2 cutoff by 2 marks. Right. And otherwise I was well prepared. I would have cleared the RBI grade B examination. Guys, the truth is that if you have missed the phase 2 cutoff by 2 marks, there was no way you were going to make it to the final list. Please try to understand that. If you try to see the previous year marks, right, the cutoff for phase 2 or to go to the interview stage In 2016, 176, 2017, 196, 2018, 201, 2019, 193.25. The final cutoff, that is after the interview, the cutoff was 225, 245, 248, 238. So you can see the difference between these two is almost 45 to 50 marks. So if you would have even got these 2, 3 or 5 marks and you would have cleared the phase 2 cutoff, there was no way that you could have made it to the final list, because then you would have been required to reach here, which is like scoring almost 40 plus in an interview. Not impossible, I would say, but it's not easy. It's really tough. It's only possible if you have a very distinguished profile. Right. So do not boast your marks, do not boast your achievement that I just missed the phase 2 cutoff by 2 marks. I would say that this is a very serious situation, because then you are a candidate who can clear this exam, but maybe you just need to put right effort in a right direction. Right? So aim to score at least 25 marks more than the cutoff in phase 2. If phase 2 cutoff is 176, you should at least try to aim score say 200 marks. Because that will give you lot of buffer, right? Even if you score 25 to 26 marks here in an interview, then you will be through. So work upon your phase 2 marks, try to score as much as you can so as to take interview out of the equation itself. Right? So I hope you are able to get reality with respect to these 6 myths, and many of the doubts in your mind will be clear now. In case you have any query, you can email us at hello@edutab.co.in, or you can call us at 8146207241. I'll take your leave now. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.